Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
It's great to have you with us here for this special edition of 4 News Now. I'm Jordan Smith. We'll begin tonight with a fatal shooting in northeast Spokane that killed one man today. Police believe it involved a bail bonds agent trying to take somebody into custody. That shooting happened near North Astor Street and East Ermina Avenue. Spokane police found one man with multiple gunshot wounds when they arrived. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Spokane police again believe a bail bonds agent was trying to take someone into custody, and things escalated to the point of that agent allegedly shooting the victim. Anyone with any information on this or someone who might have witnessed this is asked to call Crime Check. That number on your screen there, 509-456-2233. All evacuations are lifted tonight for those living near Moran Prairie due to that Elk Ridge fire that began this afternoon. What started as a 2-acre fire grew to 25 acres because of those dry fuels. The flames moved uphill towards buildings and communication towers, threatening about 20 homes. Several departments were attacking this fire. DNR, Spokane Fire Department, Spokane Valley Fire Department, along with some critical air support. They were all called in to assist Spokane County Fire District 8 to help battle those flames. Interim Fire Chief Chris Weirobach says that this fire began and it made things very difficult for crews.
Well, on a mid-slope start like this, it makes it tough because you're between access points, and with the fire in between those two access points, it's tough to actually get a crew in there, especially in this terrain, how steep this hill is. That's where the aircraft came in and really helped put a knock on this along with the engines.
And fortunately tonight, there were no homes lost and no injuries as a result of this fire.
13717 Road. Man, you're not getting me today.
On your screen now, this terrifying video shows Deputy Britton Morgan driving through what he said was hell on earth when he responded to the Oregon Road fire near Elk. He was helping people evacuate when the fire switched directions. The video starts with him convincing a man to leave his animals behind and evacuate. Eventually, he does return to his car and meets up with another deputy. And within seconds, he's right in the middle of the thick of the flames and fearing for his life. When he makes it to the other side of the flames, that fear switches to relief. When he sees a man he told to evacuate, pull up behind him.
Thank you, bro. I was so worried about you. Are you okay? I know you're probably sad for your horses right now, bro. I'm glad you're alive.
Just an amazing video there. The Oregon Road fire burned close to 11,000 acres, destroying at least 120 homes. Crews still fighting the Oregon Road fire have some extra support, though. This Great Pyrenees, who normally works as a hospital service dog and is now working alongside firefighters near Elk. Her gentle, friendly nature is helping crews reduce anxiety. It's lifting spirits up there and generally support and mental and physical health for the crews still working the fire. We'll get ready for the rest of the weekend to have a more fall-like feel. Some clouds and even some showers are on their way to the inland northwest tonight. Meteorologist Matt Gray is tracking this weather system for us. Matt, what can you tell us?
All right. Thank you, Jordan. And yeah, another weather system moving into our region. And certainly, as you saw by that fire near Moran Prairie today, we could still use all the moisture we can get, even after a wet couple of weeks. And some more wet weather is on the way. Take a look what's happening to the south of us in eastern Oregon, where you can see quite a bit of wet weather has developed here now. Moving into the Boise area later this evening. And eventually this is all going to push its way up into the inland northwest. So let's put on the simulation here and we'll show you how things are expected to progress tonight. That wet weather pushing in the early hours of the morning to places like Pullman, Moscow, Lewiston, and then into the Orofino area. And as we progress through those early morning hours, we'll see those showers kind of expanding coverage on areas south of Interstate 90 along the Palouse and potentially as far north as Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. So when you get up in the morning, your lawn might be a little bit damp because we'll have seen those showers in the early morning. Now, for a lot of us, we'll see those showers continue into the mid-morning places like St. Mary's, Pullman, and Moscow. But a lot of us will get a break before we have another chance of rain as we get later into the day. But there's your forecast for tonight. Cloudy skies and some morning showers. I'll take you through the rest of your Labor Day weekend, which is going to have a similar vibe to what we will see later tonight coming up.
All right, Matt, thanks so much for that. And it really snuck up on us. It's already back to school season. Incoming freshmen at Whitworth moved into their dorms earlier today, meeting their new roommates and getting settled in for the next 4-year chapter of their lives. It's a special time for students, parents, and the university altogether. Bronte Sorotsky met with the new faces moving onto campus and shares the sights, sounds, and emotions of the beginning of that next chapter for these students.
First-year Whitworth students are moving into their dorms. It's a big day for these families as they're dropping their kids off, allowing them to start the next chapter of their lives. Both excitement and nerves filled Whitworth's campus Saturday morning as 640 freshmen and their parents got a glimpse at what the next 4 years have in store.
I love it. I think it's really amazing, and wouldn't be surprised if I moved here.
Freshman Victoria Lenzo just rolled in from Lakewood, ready to start a new adventure in Spokane. She's unpacking and decorating her new room, filled with a whirlwind of emotions.
It's a mix of anxious and excited. I think it's going to be a great experience.
We talked with her dad, who says the emotions of dropping his daughter off for college haven't sunk in yet.
Oh, I'm sure that'll hit later. Well, this was just a quick, military operation. We get everything in, we drop it off, and then I'm sure later we'll figure that out.
Once she gets settled, Victoria says she's ready to fully immerse herself in the Whitworth experience.
I'm most looking forward to meeting all the new people and, getting into my major and studying all of those things.
For University President Scott McQuilkin, there's no better day than move-in day at Whitworth.
There's anxiety, there's nervousness. You're in a place where you may know very, very few people, but just let yourself go, put yourself out there, get a chance to meet other people.
McQuilkin says he hopes these new freshmen use these next years of college to transform themselves and hopes the university can leave a permanent impact on their lives. As for what this experience means for the Lenzo family,
We don't know yet. This is the beginning, so we'll have to find out. Ask me in 4 years.
reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Always exciting when those students return to school. Bronte, thanks for that. A West Bonner School Board meeting was canceled yesterday because of a temporary restraining order. This comes 3 days after people voted to recall 2 members of the school board. The school board agenda had a list of items that the attorney who filed the restraining order believed were unnecessary for a special board meeting and could cause irreparable financial harm to a district that already has financial problems. Board Chair Keith Rutledge and Vice Chair Susan Brown were recalled last week, though they are able to serve on the board until those recall results are certified. And that isn't until next week. For one parent, the temporary restraining order blocking that meeting is the best case scenario.
This meeting did not have to happen. It was inappropriate, it was unethical, and it was uncalled for.
That temporary restraining order is in place for the next 14 days. The attorney says the order is in place until those recall results are certified. State high school athletics officials were going to stand by a rule that would have benched several Riverside High School football players for Friday's game. They say players missed practices while the area near Elk was evacuated because of the Oregon Road fire. But at the last minute, the governor's office stepped in.
We just got notice that the governor's office was collaborating with the WIAA, looked through some legal advice. They just made the decision to allow our players to actually play tonight.
That came as some welcome news for players returning to some normalcy. Because of that, all of the group of players that were originally benched were able to play at both the first game of the season. And exciting news for those players there. Investigators are releasing over 500 pages of investigative material following the float plane crash near Whidbey Island last fall that killed 10 people, including a well-known Spokane activist. The report contains surveillance footage, operations, plane performance, systems info, and more. The NTSB will be releasing a final report later that will outline the probable cause of the crash. Earlier this year, investigators released information about a specific clamp nut that had unscrewed from the barrel of the plane. That impacts control of the direction of the plane. Sandy Williams was one of the 10 who died. She founded the Carl Maxey Center and the Black Lens newspaper during her time in Spokane. We'll have a link to the full report on our website, KXLY.com. Still to come here on this special edition of 4 News Now, Labor Day weekend is here, and with it comes a surge of travel. What TSA and AAA are recommending, and the weather across the country that could cause problems. And the president touring Florida today to survey the damage left behind by Hurricane Idalia, why he didn't meet Governor DeSantis.
And our own weather is going from nice, kind of late summer-like temperatures to something that's going to feel more like fall by the time we get to the end of this long holiday weekend. And coming along for the ride will be some gusty winds and a chance for some rain. So we'll show you how the rain potential is going to play out as we head through the next couple of days in your First Alert forecast coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Fred Meyer, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive new Subaru models with 4.9% financing at AutoNation Subaru.
Does your current roof have moss growing on it? Is it worn out or tattered? Have you recently seen the heat and electric bills going up? Then it may be time for you to get a new roof from McVeigh Brothers. McVeigh Brothers is the only 5-star certified select shingle master contractor in the Inland Northwest. We also have great financing options to help you out, like no money down and up to 12 years low interest financing. So you can get everything you want now and pay for it later. At McVeigh Brothers, we're always working for you.
Shoo-wee, that is fast.
I'm telling you, these guys are pros. They made my glasses the same day.
The same day? Shoo-wee.
Oh, yeah. Other stores make you wait, but Eyeglass World makes their glasses right there in their same-day lab.
I'm at a loss for words.
How about shoo-wee?
Shoo-wee.
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
At Fred Meyer, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Well, we got a great start to our weather on this Labor Day weekend, but things are about to change, and it's not going to be anything like we saw with the storm systems the last couple of weeks, but certainly the inconvenience factor is going to get cranked up just a little bit. Right to our south, big area of low pressure. It is pushing moisture our way tonight, and as this moves to the south of our area, it's going to draw down some cooler air, and it's going to keep some of that moisture at least hanging around. So while the bulk of the wet weather is going to miss us, there is going to be enough to where we will see some showery conditions. And more importantly, with that cooler air being drawn down, some much cooler, more fall-like temperatures. Our average is in the upper 70s and low 80s this time of the year. And for Labor Day, we're going to be in the low 70s, and we're going to hang out there for in that below average range for a good portion of this upcoming week, even after we end the holiday and go back to work. Now, as that cooler air rushes in tomorrow, we are going to see some fairly gusty winds, sustained winds right around 14 miles an hour. 14, 15 miles an hour right up until we get into the middle of the evening when that cold front passes and we start to see the winds calm down with our gusts in Washington and North Idaho into the 20 to 30 mile an hour range. Now, why is this important? Well, you saw what happened to Moran Prairie today. Even with all the rain we've had recently, it's still pretty dry out there. You add some gusty winds. We still need to be fire aware, even though the weather does not feel as much like fire season as it did just a couple of weeks ago. Now, Cool temperatures. You'll feel it a little bit as we head into tomorrow. Temperatures in the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees. Our best chance of wet weather after those very early morning hours around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene will be in that kind of middle, late afternoon and through the evening. So let's show you how this plays out. And you can see here a good push of moisture here through those early morning hours. But once we get past about 8 in the morning or so, things calm down here considerably. Now, as we go into the afternoon, you can see this kind of loose little line of showers here. It's going to be very hit or miss, but we'll have a chance for a little sprinkle here. This is our cold front, right? And so we'll continue to see these off and on showers through the night and into Monday morning. As we head through the day, we'll continue to see spotty showers in North Idaho, but largely on Labor Day, eastern Washington will begin to dry out once again. Not expecting a lot of rain out of this. You'll just be lucky to get some, as our rain chance is still fairly low, only 20 to 30%. So just isolated shower activity Sunday into Monday. It's really those cool temperatures that we're going to be noticing the most. Beautiful weather for the middle of the week, and big game with the Cougars taking on Wisconsin next Saturday. I know a lot of folks are going to be headed to Pullman. So far, fingers crossed, things are looking pretty good.
Great news for the Cougs, Matt. Thanks for that. And the nation's airports and roads were busy this weekend, filled with travelers heading to their holiday destinations as they celebrate the unofficial end of summer. And in some parts of the country, the weather is not cooperating. Here's ABC's Alexis Christoforous with the details.
Millions of Americans are on the move this Labor Day weekend. Airports packed across the country, from Los Angeles.
This is the last weekend of summer, so we are expecting full flights across the board.
To Atlanta, where 1.7 million passengers are expected to pass through Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport this weekend.
It's been smooth. Yeah, it's just always busy.
TSA telling ABC News an estimated 2.7 million travelers were screened Friday, and another 2.5 million expected to be screened today. The nation's highways also busy, packed with travelers driving to their holiday destinations. For the return home on Monday, AAA says if you want to avoid the worst traffic, hit the road after 7 p.m. The weather is also having an impact. Las Vegas dealing with significant flooding as monsoon rains and storms inundate the Southwest. In the Midwest, temperatures soaring into the 90s across the plains with triple digits possible. Along the East Coast, concerns about rough surf and dangerous rip currents from Idalia and Franklin. A heat wave is possible beginning on Sunday for much of the Northeast, including New York City, where the U.S. Open is underway.
The weather's been really nice for week one, right? 70s and 80s, but that weather becomes an issue in week two because we're going into the 90s. It's going to be even hotter on the hard court. Those athletes, the fans, make sure you're drinking plenty of water.
Alexis Christoforous, ABC News, New York.
And on to the Labor Day sales. Some shoppers are finding slim pickings in their search for deals.
The sort of sales around Labor Day perhaps are a little bit more conservative than years past. It's hard to determine whether it's just a reflection of the inflated prices or whether it's a reflection of retailers being more reluctant to put more stuff on sale.
But with another Amazon Prime event coming up in October and Black Friday only 12 weeks away, you may choose to wait to find that deal you're looking for. President Biden in Florida surveying the damage left behind by Hurricane Idalia, why Governor DeSantis did not meet the president. Plus, body camera footage released showed when Ohio police shot and killed a pregnant woman, the family's call for action. And the story most clicked on right now, homelessness, open drug use, and vandalism are keeping people away from a section of downtown Spokane. What the city says it's trying to do to crack down on crime. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Buy more, save more during the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Furniture Row. That's 4 amazing days to get $100 off every $1,000 you spend. With the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed, it's the perfect time to refresh your living room, dining room, bedroom, or fall into a new mattress. Check out special purchases and doorbusters while they last. Plus, 6 years, no interest financing. But hurry, the 4-day Super Labor Day sale at Furniture Row ends Monday.
Beach ballers. Even the best
Basketeers. AutoNation Volkswagen is here to make your summer even more exciting. Save on all the vehicles you want. Lease a new 2023 Volkswagen ID4 for only $349 a month. Plus, we'll buy your car for top dollar. Hurry to AutoNation Volkswagen or shop online. What drives you drives us. AutoNation Volkswagen.
What do you do when your employee gets hurt on the job? Here's a story about Jay. He got hurt at work and couldn't perform his normal duties. That's rough, but there's good news. You see, Jay works for TISA, and TISA wants to do right by her employee. She knows all about L&I's Stay at Work program, so TISA gets to keep a valuable employee like Jay on the payroll doing a light-duty job while he heals. And TISA gets reimbursed half of Jay's wages, up to $10,000. Now, that's what we call a win-win. Learn more at lni.wa.gov/stay at work.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Hurry in and save up to $200 on a set of 4 tires, plus get an extra $50 off with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
Live with Kelly and Mark every weekday morning.
Welcome back. Federal student loan borrowers have started to be charged interest, and in a month, borrowers will have to start making payments on their loans. Since President Biden's federal student loan debt forgiveness plan was shut down, the White House says it's still trying to ease borrowers' pain, this time with an income-driven repayment plan, or IDR, which allows student loan debts to be forgiven by the federal government once payments have been made for 20 or 25 years.
All this means people can finally crawl out from under that mountain of debt.
Borrower and weren't already enrolled in one of those IDR plans. Financial experts are saying now is the time to see if your loan servicer changed during the pandemic and figure out a plan to resume those payments. The Biden administration has proposed new nursing home rules due to worker shortages across the nation. The proposal by Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services would require nursing homes to hire more workers, but it did not include money to pay for those new hires. It also calls for at least one registered nurse on duty at all times and at least one nurse aide for every 10 residents. The proposed standard was prompted following the hardships faced during the coronavirus pandemic when 200,000 nursing home residents died. Some nursing home operators say this standard is not possible without additional funding for higher wages. White House officials are focused on whether House Speaker Kevin McCarthy can summon enough votes to open formal impeachment inquiry into President Biden. That's according to 2 people familiar with the situation. McCarthy told Breitbart News that pursuing an impeachment would require a formal vote on the House floor, not a declaration by one person. That appears to be a reference to Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has issued multiple demands that Republicans move forward with impeaching Biden in exchange for other policy demands. It's a new month, and it comes with an old problem, a potential government shutdown. The Biden White House is calling on Congress to pass a temporary spending bill which could keep Washington, D.C. running. But there are a few obstacles in the road. The government's metaphorical bank book is set to go broke later this month when the current fiscal year comes to an end. An Office of Management and Budget spokesperson issued a statement to CNN that said, quote, It is clear that a short-term continuing resolution will be needed next month. The White House says a CR is needed to pay for assistance-based initiatives, including WIC, which stands for the Women, Infants, and Children Nutrition Program. But there's a laundry list of disagreements between congressional officials, keeping the threat of a potential shutdown alive. Hurricane Idalia made landfall Wednesday, along with Florida's Big Bend region, as a Category 3 hurricane, causing widespread flooding and damage. President Biden traveled to Florida on Saturday, where he toured some of that damage left behind from the hurricane and thanked emergency responders. However, Biden did not meet with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis while in the Sunshine State. Here's ABC's Allison Kosick with the latest.
President Biden arrived in Florida Saturday afternoon, taking an aerial tour of some of the devastation left behind by Hurricane Idalia.
As I told your governor, if there's anything your state needs,
I'm ready to mobilize that support. Your nation has your back, and we'll be with you until the job is done.
The president and first lady visited Live Oak, about 80 miles east of the capital, Tallahassee, meeting with residents, local officials, and first responders. The area took a hard hit when the storm roared ashore Wednesday. Crews are still working to restore power to many. The president highlighting how the community has come together to help one another.
When people are in real trouble, the most important thing you can give them is hope. There's no hope like your neighbor walking across the street and see what they can do for you.
President Biden had planned to meet with Florida's governor during his visit, but on Friday it was announced that DeSantis had no plans to meet with Biden. The governor's office in a statement saying such a meeting could hinder disaster response efforts. The president saying he was not disappointed by the governor's decision.
He may have had other reasons but he did help us plan this. He sat with FEMA and decided where we should go, where would be the least disruption.
The president was joined by Republican Florida Senator Rick Scott.
First off, the president did a great job with the early declaration before the storm hit the coast. That was a big deal. It helped all these first responders.
While the president was in Live Oak, Governor DeSantis toured Keaton Beach and Horseshoe Beach, two other areas that were hard hit by Idalia. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
If something's missing in your morning without a McDonald's breakfast, then try a new bagel sandwich. With fluffy egg, melty cheese, and your choice of a steak patty with grilled onion or bacon or sausage, well, those will fill the void deliciously. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. Save up to 27% when you bundle home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
At Findlay Downtown Toyota, we have some of the best inventory we've had in years. And during the Labor Day sales event, we're offering great trade-in values. Plus a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all pre-owned vehicles. And if you're looking for a new truck, SUV, or Camry, Toyota's got new inventory rolling in every day with great financing options. So you can start your driving adventures tomorrow.
Findlay Toyota's downtown.
On Thursday, September 14th, mixed martial arts action returns when Coeur d'Alene Casino presents King of the Cage. Don't miss the high adrenaline, high-octane action, live, cage-side, when heart, strength, and honor will be thrown on the line with the return of Tyler Cy John, Cameron Robinette, Jordan Curry, Israel Gonzalez, Theo Dukas, Sebastian Prangley, and much more. For tickets, visit ticketswest.com or call 800-523-2464.
Summer means the great outdoors, but it's also wildfire season. How are you going to cope with smoke from wildfires? 1. When it's smoky, check current air quality. 2. Limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters as often as needed and use the best filter for your system. Set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. If necessary, find a cleaner air shelter near you. For the latest information about wildfires and smoke, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
I think they like each other.
I'm Charles. Lunch?
Vanessa. I like lunch.
Give in to deliciousness. Buy one craveable classic and get another one for $1. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
A consumer alert for you tonight. Apollo Imports is recalling some of its electric scooters due to a potential fall hazard. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the affected models were sold between June of 2021 and May of this year. The CPSC says the bolt used to secure the front wheel and suspension assembly can become loose over time and break. The commission says it has received at least 7 reports of the bolt breaking. 3 people were injured. The CPSC says consumers should stop buying the recalled scooters immediately and contact Apollo for a free replacement bolt. 4 people were found dead after a reported shooting and a house fire in Seattle on Saturday. According to the Seattle police chief, they received a 911 call from an 11-year-old girl who mentioned that there was a dead person inside of her home. Police arrived within minutes and found a fire burning in the home, and the front door was barricaded. Once the fire was knocked down, fire units found 4 people dead inside, including an infant and a child. A dog was also found dead, and police say the 11-year-old who called police was able to escape through a window. The cause of those deaths and the fire have not yet been determined. Around the nation tonight, we go to Ohio, where newly released body camera footage captured the fatal shooting of a pregnant woman by police. ABC's Alex Prescia takes us through that video and the family's response.
Say her name, Zakiya Young!
This morning, outrage in Ohio over what's shown in this newly released video. The moment a mother of 2 small children, 7 months pregnant with a third, is suddenly shot less than 30 seconds after being approached by officers. 21-year-old Zakiya Young seen getting in her car at Kroger's grocery store last week when an officer from the Blendon Township Police Department attempts to stop her. An employee had suspected her of shoplifting.
Out of the car. They said you stole stuff, do not leave. Get out of the car. Then get out.
Young saying it was other girls who were responsible. Meanwhile, a second officer positions himself in front of her car, his weapon drawn, aiming it at Young through her windshield. The young mother even asking, "Are you going to shoot me?"
Then get out. Get out of the car.
She then turns her steering wheel and inches into the officer's path, that officer firing a single shot.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car.
Killing Young and her unborn child, her car slowly rolling and crashing into a brick wall. Blendon Township now turning the case over to the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation.
A key question here is whether by taking a position in front of the car, the police officer placed himself in direct jeopardy and increased the likelihood that a lethal encounter would ensue.
Young's family is calling for action against that officer.
It was 2 people murdered that day, her and her little baby girl.
The police union urging patience.
Based on my training experience from what I saw in that video, I believe I understand why it could be justified.
Guys, we're expecting protests and vigils like the one behind me throughout the holiday weekend. And while that officer who fired his service pistol is still on administrative leave, the chief says he is not releasing the names of either officer involved, saying that because they are the possible victims of an assault, they have a right to anonymity under Ohio law.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
It's time to get moving and celebrate the 9-year anniversary of Move Fitness with the best offer to join in over a year. Let's go!
Jump into an exciting new class, or bring a friend for a quick workout, or maybe just relax after a long day.
Whatever you need, Move Fitness is here for you. And with a new gym coming soon, there's never been a better time to get moving.
Join the movement.
If you're going to work out doing this, then you've just got to do this. The 10-minute tummy tuck to slim away double the belly fat. That's right. Now you can turn regular diet and exercise into 2 times more effective. So if you're going to do this, then you've got to do this to get twice the fat slimming.
It's just disappeared. The fat is gone. I've never had a waist this size. Never. And with the tummy tuck, it's easy.
You simply apply the thermal accelerator, slide on the tummy tuck belt, do 2 minutes of tummy tightener exercises, and in 10 minutes, you can take it off. And the tummy tuck ignites a fat-burning chain reaction that lasts for hours, even while you're doing nothing. Yes, just watch this time-lapse thermal imaging. After the belt is taken off, the temperature continues to rise for over 3 hours. And best of all, you don't have to wear the belt when you exercise. Just do the tummy tuck in the morning, then exercise whenever you want.
It's so amazing. I can't get over it. The fat is disappearing.
And it's so effective, it works even without changing your lifestyle.
I didn't change a single thing about my lifestyle. I did not change my eating habits, nothing.
Just look at this state-of-the-art ultrasound imaging showing the tummy fat layer is being slimmed away.
This is the slimmest I've been. I've never had results like this.
My stomach is so much flatter now. It worked.
And now, for just $19.99, you can try the Tummy Tuck, which comes in 3 flexible fit sizes to fit small to big tummies. Plus, the Thermal Accelerator Cream and the step-by-step video and guide, all for just $19.99. Plus, the Tummy Tuck is guaranteed or your money back.
This actually did work. It definitely worked. You're getting what you were promised.
It's real. The fat has fallen off. It's gone.
So call now.
Call 1-800-293-1637 or log on to 10minutetummytuck.com. That's 1-800-293-1637. Call now.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now, Special Edition.
This is the story being read the most on KXLY.com. Crime and homelessness are surging along 2nd and Division Street in downtown Spokane. Spokane police saying the area is now in full-on crisis mode with increased drug use, violence, even street-level prostitution. The local businesses lining these streets are bearing the brunt of this downhill slide. At Clark's Cleaners on South Division, this is the 7th window that's been shattered in their building in the last 18 months. Manager Jack Gum says he's tired of his staff and his customers feeling unsafe just walking into the building.
The defecation, the screaming, the yelling, the fighting, the drug use. I mean, the list is pretty long. They got bats, they got knives, some of them have guns. We've had problems with guns in the past. So yeah, it's very concerning.
The city of Spokane says they've doubled police presence in downtown Spokane and are connecting with businesses to partner with them for strategies moving forward. They tell us that progress is being made, but they admitted it's not happening at the speed that they'd like. The full story is on our website, KXLY.com. As the Hollywood strike drags on, the businesses that support movies and TV production continue to suffer. Tom Waite spoke with the founder of a prop house that supplied some of Hollywood's most legendary productions.
These are in Oppenheimer.
Remy De La Mora showing us blockbuster movie props seen by millions and supplied by the North Hollywood prop house where he works. History for Hire.
The amount of time and effort that went into building these, they're solid, and they're on camera for maybe 2 seconds.
This warehouse is full of Hollywood magic, and over the years, History for Hire has supplied countless movies with iconic props, like the life vests in Titanic or the Addams Family baby carriage.
I love making movies.
Pam Ellier co-founded History for Hire back in 1985 with her husband. The business started in their Hollywood apartment.
This was not my first career. I started out working in advertising, and then I found the world of props, and I just love it. And we've created a prop house that looks exactly what you would want a prop house to look like.
I scanned that one.
But this institution is under great strain. With the Hollywood writers and actors strikes stretching on with no end in sight, concern grows daily about how and when the work stoppages will end.
When we knew this was coming up, we thought it was going to be a very protracted strike. So we started saving earlier on, and it was a little difficult because we were just coming out of the pandemic.
Economists estimate the Hollywood strikes could cause $5 billion in damage to the economy.
The general weight of the strike is really starting to weigh on everyone.
I would say right now the main thing I see from people, it's 2 things. One is fear. What's going to happen if I lose my job? How am I going to pay my rent?
History for Hire is still supplying commercials and photo shoots to help stay afloat. Pam believes they can survive the strikes, but that won't be the case for everyone.
One of the biggest concerns I have is that when this is resolved, you're going to lose a lot of players who won't be there to help on the other end.
And thanks for staying up with us. It's time for your forecast. And boy, what a beautiful day we had across the inland Northwest today. We got into the 80s. Might be the last time we see 80s for a little bit in many areas. Temperatures now just below 80 degrees at 79 in Spokane, and we're having a nice evening at 73 in Coeur d'Alene. Here's the 4 things you got to know about your weather. Cooler weather coming in for Sunday. Late day showers in many areas and some early morning showers as well. Cool and cloudy conditions for your Labor Day, and some showers again, mostly in North Idaho for your Labor Day. So here is what we are expecting. A system down south is going to start pushing moisture our direction tonight. And so as we get into the early hours of the morning, we'll see a couple of waves of showers move across the area. This is just after 9:30 in the morning. So you can see this is more of an early morning situation, mainly south of Spokane and south of Coeur d'Alene. Certainly we could get a sprinkle as the sun is rising around the metro in the morning. So something to look out for. Our temperatures tonight with extra cloud cover moving in will be a lot milder as a result. Only in the low 60s around the metro, mid 50s as you work your way south. And where it's a little bit clearer, we'll see some upper 40s as you head further north. Now, A lot of changes coming up for the rest of your Labor Day weekend. You'll probably want to know how you want to dodge some of those showery conditions that we're expecting. I'll help you out coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Matt, thanks so much for that. It's estimated that more than 150 people die every day from overdoses related to synthetic opioids. Researchers say there's a new group of drugs causing overdoses that may be even more potent than drugs like fentanyl.
Is something that just a year and a half, 2 years ago was not in the drug supply at all.
In a study published in this week in JAMA Network Open, researchers say nitazene is a synthetic opioid like fentanyl, but has a different chemical structure. Experts say synthetic opioids are a growing problem, saying the U.S. drug supply is not clean, and many people may think that they're taking one drug but are consuming multiple substances instead. The first over-the-counter drug used to reverse opioid overdose is expected in retail stores and online as soon as next week. That's according to its manufacturer. The drug will also be sold in stores and online at Rite Aid, Walmart, and CVS. It has a suggested retail price of $44.99 per carton of 2 doses. The opioid crisis is being driven by powerful synthetic drugs like fentanyl, and the manufacturer says it plans on selling the drug at $36 per 2-pack. Singer Jimmy Buffett, who inspired millions of parrot heads with hits like Cheeseburger in Paradise and Margaritaville, has died. But his music and his legacy lives on. Whit Johnson reports.
This morning, the world's celebrating the life and music of Jimmy Buffett. A Gulf Coast native and avid sailor, Buffett, alongside his Coral Reefer band, became a symbol of island escapism.
But I think that it's nobody's fault.
He began his music career as a country singer in Nashville, but soon established his easygoing beach bum persona with tropical hits like Margaritaville and Cheeseburger in Paradise. Buffett building the Margaritaville brand into a business empire with ventures from record labels to restaurants and casinos to Broadway musicals. His stake in the brand reportedly worth $180 million. In 2015, the singer speaking at the University of Miami commencement, sharing some life advice through his own lyrics.
It is time to see the world, time to kiss a girl, and time to cross that wide meridian.
Buffett was 76.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
The fresh timer starts the minute a tomato gets picked. That's why at Fred Meyer, we shorten the time from harvest to home. So no matter how you shop, you'll have more time to enjoy your fresh produce. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
For over 65 years, McVeigh Brothers has been on the cutting edge of the newest technologically advanced products sold. We're now offering triple pane windows, custom colored windows of your choice, and amazing mini blinds between the glass that will last a lifetime.
I'm Chad Young from theeasyhomebuyer.com, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene's easiest way to sell your house fast. If you have a few moments, I hope you'll give me the opportunity to make you an instant cash offer on your home. With theeasyhomebuyer.com, we will buy your house in as-is condition with no repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. To get your no-obligation cash offer, give us a call or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
You know, you've got it pretty good. Streaming this much stuff was never this easy. Yes! Let's go! Nice eye thingies.
They're collagen boosters.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network made for streaming for $19.99 a month for 12 months and Add Now TV for $20. It's the best value in live TV and streaming.
You guys like this show too?
Yes, chef! Get way more into what you're into when you stream on the Xfinity 10G network.
Thanks to Les Schwab tires. I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, deep breaths and watch your speed. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. That's right here.
Hurry in and save up to $200 on a set of 4 tires, plus get an extra $50 off with financing. Les Schwab Tires.
At Fred Meyer, everyone wins when it comes to savings because you get the same great prices, deals, and rewards on pickup or delivery as you do in store. So no matter how you shop, everyone saves big. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
Well, this is something pretty cool. On this day in weather-related history, the first photograph of lightning, or what is generally prescribed to as the first photograph of lightning, was taken in the Philadelphia area on September 2nd in 1882. And our local climate record here in Spokane only goes back to around 1881. So this is just about as old as the city of Spokane itself. It's still pretty cool. Just shows you how fascinating weather is, that became one of the first things people were at least trying to take pictures of. Not expecting a lot of lightning here out of this next weather system. And really, the rainfall is not going to be anything to write home about either, although a few of us may get a good sprinkle, a good shower for a little bit during either Sunday or Monday, or if you're really lucky, both. But overall, the rain chance is pretty low, especially compared to what we saw earlier this week and that stormy weather that we saw last week as well, only about 20%. And both of those rainy storm systems means that August, for the first time this year, has above average rainfall. We really, really needed it. We could use more, and it's not a good chance, but at least it's a chance, and especially our weather computer is showing a lot of optimism tonight, and it's been a fairly consistent optimism for some of this moisture that's pushing its way through East Oregon right now to push its way into our area as we head into Sunday morning. So around I-90 and to the south, yeah, keep an eye out, friends, for some wet weather in the morning. The good news is it's going to move out fairly quickly. So by the time we get to lunchtime, a little bit dried out in many locations. Still, though, going to be fairly cloudy, especially across North Idaho. It's going to be cloudy for the rest of the weekend with some sunshine in central Washington as we get into the afternoon. But notice these pop-up showers, maybe even 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder, but not a lot, as the cooler air slides in. And you'll see as we head kind of in here through Monday morning, we'll have another chance in the morning to pick up a little bit more rain as the last vestiges of this moisture move out Monday morning through about lunchtime, and then things should calm down fairly quickly, with the exception of right along the U.S.-Canada border, where we continue to see some action on the end of Labor Day. So Monday afternoon, that looks like the driest period out of the next couple of days. But overall, it's going to be very hit or miss. So chance for a couple showers in the morning, chance for a couple showers in the afternoon, evening as that cold front moves through. Upper 70s for the afternoon and 60s if you're out and about on Sunday morning. We'll see some 80s in places like Colville, Bonners Ferry. Lewiston will get into the upper 80s along with Grand Coulee. But overall, we are seeing that trend down towards more fall-like weather with our wind gusts definitely on the upper side as that cooler air rolls in. So still got to be fire aware, still got to adhere to those burn bans. It is still fire season, even with these temperatures that are so nice. The middle and end of this upcoming week, and it looks like the start of the weekend as well for the big football game down in Pullman. Looking amazing. So some really nice early fall weather is on the way. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Summer is for the board members, beach ballers, even the basketeers. AutoNation Volkswagen is here to make your summer even more exciting. Save on all the vehicles you want. Lease a new 2023 Volkswagen ID4 for only $349 a month. Plus, we'll buy your car for top dollar. Hurry to AutoNation Volkswagen or shop online. What drives you drives us. AutoNation Volkswagen.
We are connecting you to the simple ways that you can help.
Never has the need been greater than it is right now.
We want to make sure that our neighbors are taken care of.
Join 4 News Now and support wildfire victims. Go to KXLY.com to learn more.
Are you tired of the endless cycle of diets and workouts that don't seem to make a difference? Learn the secret to losing weight quickly and safely without any strenuous exercise or prepackaged meals. You need to call Spokane Weight Loss today to schedule a free consultation with our experienced team of weight loss experts.
I'm Karen from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and I lost 30 pounds with Spokane Weight Loss. My neck and shoulder and back don't hurt like they used to. I'm able to fit in my clothes again.
Our doctor-developed program is tailored to your unique needs with a combination of doctor supervision, nutritional counseling, and natural supplements that reset your metabolism.
Hi, I'm Kathy. I lost 26 pounds and went down 3 dress sizes and 3 pant sizes. And I feel happier, healthier, and more energetic than I have in years.
Don't wait any longer to start your own weight loss journey. Book your free private weight loss consultation today. Spokane Weight Loss, where the secret to weight loss is waiting for you. 509-381-3388 or SpokaneWeightLoss.com.
It's the Ford Big Deal Labor Day sales event. With blockbuster savings this summer, it's kind of a big deal. Choose from big deals and great rates on new F-Series trucks, Bronco Sport, Escape, Edge, Explorer, and more. Make a big deal this summer at the Labor Day sales event. But here's the deal. It all ends September 4th. Lease a well-equipped 2023 F-150 for just $389 a month for 36 months, only at your local Ford dealer.
More Americans choose ABC News, America's #1 news source.
A busy week of college football as week 1 kicked off this morning, and many eyes of the region were on Washington State and how they would look out of the gates after a memorable offseason, to say the least. But if there was any doubts, they laid them to rest early on out in Fort Collins. Well, let's get to it. In the first quarter, Cougs already up and driving with the ball as Cam Ward makes a nice 3rd down scramble. That puts them nicely in Colorado State territory. A few plays later, Washington State at the goal line, and Ward rolls out, finds the transfer Kyle Williams for the touchdown, and it's a 14-3 Wazoo lead. Fourth, Ward is just going to be feeling it now. Rolls out of the pressure, no problem, hits a wide open Josh Kelly for the score, and that's exactly the start you want to see if you're a Washington State fan. They win this one 50-24.
I think we can do a lot, man. Offensively, we're going to be explosive. Defensively, they're going to get us the ball. We got RJ and BJ on the edge. We got Jay Hicks in the back. So, you know, we're going to be a good, I think we're going to be a good team this year, but it starts right now.
Now we can start to look ahead to next week as Wisconsin comes into town, possibly the biggest non-conference matchup ever in Pullman. Now let's head out to Minneapolis, where Eastern Washington opened up their season against North Dakota State earlier this afternoon. First quarter, scoreless game until NDSU's Cam Miller with a little short pass to John Stoffel in the end zone for the game's first score, and the Bison up early. Next North Dakota possession, and a handoff goes to Tamirick Williams. Looks like he's going to be taken down for a second, but no, he takes off, and he's gone for the touchdown, a 54-yard scramble, and now that's not the start you want to see if you're an Eastern fan. But back come the Eagles on 4th down, an absolutely gutsy play call. Keikoa Vesperis goes deep to Nolan Ulm. He goes up to bring it over the shoulder. Eastern on the board and back in this game. However, the firepower of the Bison just too much on the afternoon. In the third, Miller going to tuck it and run himself, crosses the plane for the score as Eastern Washington falls 35-10 in the opener. Now, the job doesn't get any easier next week for the Eagles. They're going to travel down to California to take on Fresno State, who just beat Purdue earlier this afternoon. Head across the state as number 10 Washington welcomed in Boise State this afternoon. In the second, Huskies up only 5, but Michael Penix Jr. starts his Heisman campaign on a strong note. That's a perfect pass to Jalen Polk. Just the start of a massive day for the offense. In the third, Huskies threatening in the red zone. Penix with a nice little jump ball to Rome Odunes, who brings in the touchdown grab. Odunes finishes with 7 catches for 132 yards. Then in the fourth, game was well in hand, but Jalen McMillan puts the stamp on the performance out of a Wildcat, finishes with the 19-yard score, and Washington opens the season with a very impressive performance. Offense puts up more than 560 yards on the afternoon, but they're going to be tough to beat all year long. But they're about to be tested next week. Tulsa comes into town, and then it's going to be a trip to East Lansing to take on Michigan State in week 3. 4 News Now, we'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
For officers Reed and Malloy, it's strictly by the book.
I'll go get the book. We'll book him, he'll go to trial.
You're the writer, Shakespeare.
You really go by the book, don't you? That's why they wrote it.
Hit the books with Adam 12.
Over the air on KXLY 4.2.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water-wise this summer.
Whoa, it's not much time.
I know. I couldn't believe it at first, but Eyeglass World really does make your glasses the same day.
They don't just ship them out like other stores?
No, they make them right there in their same-day lab.
The same day?
The same day.
Whoa.
Oh, let me just get that for you. So, you want to go get some waffles?
Get 2 pairs of glasses for $89 the same day at Eyeglass World, the world's best way to buy glasses.
Wow, you really made our dreams come true.
Life's better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve.
Guess that's what American Family Insurance is for. He's the wise twin.
I'm talking.
Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto with American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
At Finley Downtown Toyota, we have some of the best inventory we've had in years. And during the Labor Day sales event, we're offering great trade-in values. Plus a 3-month, 3,000-mile warranty on all pre-owned vehicles. And if you're looking for a new truck, SUV, or Camry, Toyota's got new inventory rolling in every day with great financing options. So you can start your driving adventures tomorrow.
Finley Toyota's downtown.
Wildfire season is here and we may be affected by smoke. Protect your health by being prepared. 1. Check current air quality and fire activity online and plan accordingly. 2. When it's smoky, limit or avoid time outdoors. And 3. Keep indoor air as clean as possible. Replace home air filters more often and set the air conditioner to the recirculate mode. For the latest information about wildfires and air quality, visit the Washington Smoke blog, wasmoke.blogspot.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Live with Kelly and Mark. New season starts September 5th.
So a busy week of college football that is not over yet because, Matt, you're not going to be joining us tomorrow because your Florida State Seminoles.
That's right.
Going to be playing on LSU on ABC
on this channel.
Night.
It's
Yes,
going to be a classic. Watch it, then watch our news.
He's prepped
I won't
right
be
now.
here, but I'll be back soon.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.